It's a beautiful day today and we're back reading some more Am I the Devil? It's going to be such a fun episode and I'm not going to waste any time, so let's get straight into it. Enjoy, guys. Am I the a-hole for joking with my wife about not being ready for sundress season? Oh, come on, do we ever need to read that? She overheard me and my friends joking around when we were playing video games. I joked that I can't wait for sundress season to be here. After they left, she told me to take her shopping. I asked her why, and she said to buy her a sundress because it's almost sundress season. I jokingly said that she wasn't ready, and she was offended by it. Not much else to say other than if I'm the a-hole for cracking a joke at that, because she's made a bigger deal out of it than what I thought. For the record, my wife is probably overweight, but I'm not an idiot and I didn't tell her that. What do you mean? Yeah, you did. And what, you're excited for sundress season, but what, not your wife in a sundress? So what, you're excited to see other women in sundresses? Come on, how could you not be in the wrong? Yeah, like this comment says, you the a-hole for two reasons. Number one, you're excited about sundress season to check out women that are not your wife. Number two, you told your wife that she isn't ready for sundress season, implying that she's fat and making her feel insecure about her body. And bonus three, you actually typed this out thinking that you were somehow not being a total a-hole. Yeah, how's that even real? Like, how was your wife meant to feel about that, besides awful? Like, there's no way you could have been in the right in this situation. And to jokingly say that she wasn't ready, where's the joke in that? Like, oh yeah, it's so funny when I tease my wife for being overweight. That's not a joke. And it's not funny. Okay, moving on from that unbelievable post. The next post is called, Am I the a-hole for wearing white to my lesbian friend's wedding? Hey guys, I'm a bit torn up right now as my friend is very upset at me, yet I feel as though I did nothing wrong. I'm using a throwaway account as almost all parties use Reddit, fake names for privacy. For a bit of context, I, female 27, met my best friend Grace, female 25, in high school. We went to college together and we shared a dorm with this other girl, Sarah, female 25, who Grace suggested. 2 years into college, Grace comes to me in private and said that she had something to tell me and hoped that I wouldn't judge her. She was into women and her and Sarah had been dating for over 3 years. I was a bit shocked considering that we tell each other everything, but I fully supported her and her girlfriend. About a year ago, Grace wanted to propose to Sarah and I helped with everything. It was so cute and Sarah said yes, though through the planning I kept asking Grace who her maid of honor was, and she kept on dodging the question. Turns out Sarah didn't want me in the wedding at all. I was so crushed because I thought that not only was I Grace's best friend, but Sarah's friend too. Grace told me that I wouldn't fit Sarah's aesthetics that she had planned, and I wasn't allowed in. I asked what that meant, and Grace said that Sarah wanted the wedding party to dress more masculine, and I was too feminine to fit in. To make it up to me, Grace said that if I wasn't in the wedding party, I would be allowed to dress as fancy as I wanted. I was really sad, but I accepted their wishes. I spent the next while looking for a dress to wear, and I found an absolutely beautiful dress. I loved it and I showed Grace and she did too. The only problem I didn't realize until it was time to order was it only came in white. I had my heart set on the dress, and since the bridal party and both brides will be wearing suits, I didn't see a problem with the color. Day of the wedding I got a weird look, but it wasn't a problem until Sarah saw me. She was fuming and wouldn't talk to me and kept Grace away from me. Right before the ceremony, some girl in the bridal party dumped a glass of red wine onto my back. I was upset and I confronted Sarah. I told her what I said above, that they weren't in white dresses, and nowhere did it say not to wear white, and if she really had a problem with it, they could have asked me to leave. There was no reason to be childish and ruin my new expensive dress. She said it was common sense and that I was the childish one for wearing white as retaliation for not being in the bridal party. I said that wasn't it. I was hurt, but I'd never try and get revenge. Grace told me that I could dress up nice like I usually do, and that's what I did. Sarah told me she doesn't want to talk to me and told me to leave before she made me. I told her I would as long as the girl who dumped the wine would pay to clean the dress. She dismissed me and kicked me out. I went home that night and people were blowing up my phone. Many told me that I was a piece of crap for what I did, though I had a few friends reach out to me and say that they understand and thought it was childish to purposely stain the dress instead of talking about it like an adult. Wow, okay. It said in the middle there, I loved it and I showed Grace and she did too. The only problem is I didn't realize until it was time to order was it only came in white. So you got the okay from Grace about the dress, but does that mean that like you saw it in a different color or something and then you realized that it only came in white? Or did you show Grace the white dress and Grace loved it? From how that bit there's written, it sounds like you showed Grace the dress in a different color and Grace loved it, and then you realized you could only get it in white. But yeah, the white dress at a wedding thing is definitely common sense. There's a comment here that says, you the a-hole. I had my heart set on the dress, and since the bridal party and both brides would be wearing suits, I didn't see a problem with the color. You try asking the brides. Yeah, and like this other comment says, I read it as the dress had different color options, but when they went to finally order it, only white was available. Edit to add, I could be wrong here. Yeah, I was thinking that too. I don't know if that is actually what happened, but yeah, yeah, why didn't OP confirm the final dress that they were gonna wear with the brides to make sure they were happy? That's why it does seem a-holy, because it seems like they're trying to do it as revenge or something. The top comment says, "You the a-hole, I haven't read a red wine meets wedding dress post in a while. It's never a drink with cranberry or orange juice, always red wine. I still don't understand why you thought it would be okay to wear a white dress to a wedding. It's basic, widely understood etiquette. So you decided it was okay to look like a bride at a same-sex wedding between two women because they weren't dressed as traditional brides? It sounds like petty revenge because you were left out of the bridal party." Yeah, it really does. Or what, like it's a really unfortunate, honest mistake? Yeah, I doubt it somehow. Am I the a-hole for remaining positive during my daughter's breakup? My daughter, we'll call her Tina, is 16 years old. Tina and I had a really good relationship when she was growing up, but for the past year or two, we seem to really get on each other's nerves. I don't think it's my behavior that's changed. I think Tina has become a bit of a jerk. Well, earlier today, Tina and I had one of our little disagreements. She'd been dating this guy from her school for a few months. We'll call him Chris. He came and had dinner with us once or twice, and I never really liked him much, but he and Tina seemed happy, so I never said anything. However, when I picked Tina up from school today, her eyes were red and it was obvious that she'd been crying. I asked her what was wrong, but she wouldn't tell me. I gave her a few moments to compose herself and then I asked her again. I was really curious about what happened to her, and many people tell me that I've mastered my emotions well, so the least I can do is help others master theirs as well. I don't feel like that's true. Why would many people tell you that? We went back and forth for several minutes before Tina finally admitted the truth. Chris had dumped her in the cafeteria in front of her friends. Tina had found this very embarrassing, but I was elated. Wow, okay. She now had the opportunity to date somebody who I believed was a better person. Oh God. Do you not care how she feels? I began reminding Tina of the negative things about Chris, his chronic lateness, his lack of tact, his disregard of some of my rules. Oh, this can't be real, can it? Oh, I've mastered my emotions. You have not mastered your emotions. And I expected Tina to forget all about him and snap herself out of it, but instead this only seemed to upset her more. Why would you expect that? Oh, this is so bad. I was confused by her reaction, but I decided that I wasn't going to engage with it. I tried my best to cheer her up, and I only made it worse. Eventually, I just put my hand up and said, "I'm unable to help you. I guess you'll have to get over it by yourself." When we got home, she slammed the door to her bedroom shut, and I told my wife everything that happened. I expected my wife to dismiss Tina's outburst and chalk it up to teenage hormones. Nah, this can't be real. You can't actually believe that, OP. But instead, she took Tina's side. She said that my strategy of comforting Tina was callous, and that I should have been acknowledging her pain. I couldn't help but laugh. Nah, this is rage bait. It has to be. Tina has no real responsibilities yet. To say that teenage puppy love is painful when it ends is over the top. I chose not to date until college, but it certainly wasn't because I was afraid of breaking up with somebody. Pretty soon my wife left the room too, and she seemed almost as steamed as Tina. I don't know what more I can do. I just have a different interpretation of what's going on. Yet my wife and daughter are making me out to be some horrible person. No, they're not. Your actions are doing that, OP. I considered calling my mum to ask her opinion, but I'm afraid that I'll be demeaned and insulted once again. I'm just so lost here. Am I the a-hole? Oh my God. What do I even say? Yeah, of course. As soon as I read that giant red flag of a sentence where they said that they'd mastered their emotions, which is a load of crap. That's not something you can master and then be like, oh, okay, I'm perfect with my emotions, and therefore I'm always right and I never have to try. And if you could quote unquote master your emotions, it's not by having no emotions and showing no care like you did in this, and completely dismissing other people's emotions because you think you've mastered yours. The top comment says, "My wife and daughter are making me out to be some horrible person." That's what happens when you dismiss your daughter's valid emotions. Did you just gloss over the fact that she was also embarrassed in front of her friends? You were too busy being a giddy jerk, only caring about how you felt. I considered calling my mother to ask her opinion, but I'm afraid that I'll be demeaned and insulted once again. Go ahead, go for broke with a 0.3 average, and change the title of the post. You weren't remaining positive. You were absolutely giddy. Yeah, and 100% the comment underneath that. You the a-hole, for somebody who has mastered their emotions, you seem pretty clueless as to how they actually work, lol. Yeah, I don't understand how that one's even real. I really don't want it to be real. It hits so many different points to be like a rage bait sort of post, but I feel like it is real. Yeah, super concerning. The next one is called, "Am I the a-hole because of my new unconventional pet? My housemate, friend, and basically sister has been my brother's best friend since I was 3. Is no longer speaking to me because I brought a giant water bug home, and she said I couldn't keep it, but I kept it anyway because I thought having a little aquarium in my room wouldn't hurt anybody. Right? Wrong. My housemate has a phobia of bugs, particularly flying bugs, that I didn't realize was so intense that she'd forbid me from keeping a bug in a small, secure, nicely decorated tank in my bedroom. But the problem is I'm extremely attached to this bug. His name is Nemo. I found him lost on the sidewalk." Well, bugs don't really get lost, do they? Like, come on, we're already off to a bad start. It was just living its life and then you picked it up. I'm extremely attached to this bug. His name is Nemo. I found him lost on the sidewalk and I had been taking care of him all night before I brought him home. I learnt later that giant water bugs bite really bad, but I'd been carrying him around on my hands and he didn't bite me. And I know it's stupid, but I feel like he chose me. I've been wanting a pet for so long and setting up Nemo's adorable new aquarium has brought me so much joy. I know he is just a bug, but I'm a highly sensitive and emotional person, and I actually love this bug as if I've just bought a puppy. There are already 2 dogs and a cat in the house and I just want a pet of my own. In my mind, I can't understand how it's any different to having a fish, and I think it's ridiculous that she would tell me that I'm not allowed a bug. It doesn't make any noise, it barely even moves at all. I've always been sensitive to her phobia. Until what? Bringing a bug into the house? I know it's serious and I always rescue her when moths get into the house, and I empathize when she comes home from work with stories about bugs that scared her. I really had no idea the bugs would still be so scary when locked in a pretty little tank. I've tried to apologize for upsetting her, but she ignored me and walked away. She wants me to get rid of the bug, but I can't because he's my son. Am I the yay hole? We're both autistic if that matters. Edit, there's a photo on my profile for those interested. Please stop telling me to let it go. I've been very clear that's not an option. I love him. I'm going to talk to my boss about keeping him on my office desk or perhaps just move out. I don't really want to live somewhere I can't have pet bugs anyway. I've decided I'm going to talk to her and help her understand how much I love Nemo. I think if she knew he's more than just a random bug to me, she wouldn't mind me keeping him. Okay, but how is this fair on Nemo? So I think it's like a water cockroach or something. There are a lot of people in the comments saying that it's not even going to live long. And yeah, this can't be good for the bug either, can it? There's a comment here that says, no, you aren't sensitive to her phobia, as per your entire post describing how insensitive you're being to her phobia. And OP said, maybe me and Nemo will just have to move out. And there is a photo of it here. And there's a comment right under that one that says, I had to Google giant water bug to figure out what you're referring to. You're so in love with this insect that you disturbed its life to place it in captivity of a tiny container. You the gay hole. It has a lifespan of a year, that's it. You're preventing her cycle of reproduction, laying eggs before dying, or if it's a male, caring for his young. Not only are you killing years of friendship, you say that you're willing to move out for it. For an insect that has already lived at least 30% of its life. Seriously nuts, let it free and stop being selfish. Yeah, and to start the post by saying my housemate, friend, and basically sister, but putting a bug over them even though you said they're pretty much your sister. Yeah, as soon as they said they found a lost bug, like they don't get lost. You're just taking a bug. Like this comment said, you didn't rescue it. You found a bug outside and you brought it inside, removing it from its familiar environment. I understand that you're very attached to it, but if you actually do care about the bug and your friend, the best thing to do is to release it near a lake or something. Keeping it in a tiny aquarium as opposed to what it's been used to is extremely selfish and possessive. You want to keep this bug and you're willing to sacrifice the mental well-being of your quote-unquote sister for it. Do the right thing and release it. The next one is called, am I the gay hole for booking one cruise room for my fiance and I, and my parents? I never thought I might have to post here, but I may have messed up. I, 27 male, wanted to book a 3-night cruise for my fiance, female 24, and my parents, 50 plus. I discussed booking a room together with the 4 of us as a group, but did not discuss it privately with my fiance. Everyone seemed in agreement, so I booked all of us together with the reasoning that it would save us a lot of money. My fiance and I make good money, but I wanted the cruise to be financially doable for my parents. My fiance, a week after now, told me that she feels uncomfortable sleeping in a room with my parents. They'll have a queen bed and she'll be on a bunk bed and I'll be on a couch bed. I told her it's too late to change now as I paid the full payment and I locked us into that room. She wanted me to book us another room, but I told her that I don't feel like that's an option because it looks like that'll cost us like $1,000 plus just to change to the lowest quality room when our original fare was $250 a person. I said that in my opinion, you don't spend too much time in your room except to sleep, so it wouldn't be as bad as she thinks. My family is used to sleeping all in the same room to save money, while her family does not have the same experience. So Reddit, am I the gay hole? Edit, thanks yo, I got us a second room. Okay, so that's good. But yeah, of course that wasn't the right idea. That sounded bloody awful. And to not discuss it privately with your fiance first, but then to be annoyed that your fiance doesn't like this arrangement. Yeah, I'm so happy that you did get a second room, OP. Yeah, like the top comment says, you the gay hole, this sounds like my idea of hell. What a romantic cruise with your fiance on a bunk bed, you on the sofa, and your parents getting it on in the main bed. Oh, I don't even want to imagine that. All in a tiny cabin. Delightful. Why on earth didn't you talk this through with her? You said everybody seemed in agreement without actually asking her one-to-one if she was okay with it. I personally would be mortified if I had to share a cabin on a bunk bed with my in-laws. I think I'd probably get a cabin of my own or just skip the trip. Yeah, 1,000,000%. And I'm so happy you listened to the comments, OP. And I feel like that's enough for today. I want to read something wholesome so bad. At my sister's wedding, the photographer asked me to throw her veil up in the air and then run out of the shot in time for her to get a photo. This is the result. Oh, that's such a cute photo. Oh, that's so awesome. And it captured such a good moment too. too. Such a beautiful memory. That's so cute. Tutorial on how to send sexy photos to your wife. Men, listen up. Hell yeah, dude. This comment. Please tag this not suitable for work. Whenever I feel down and lost, I just remember that I'm in the middle of all the things I'm working towards. Oh, that's so beautiful. I love that. And the art style is so cute too. I feel like I might have read that one before, but it's okay. Absolutely beautiful, and a beautiful place to end today's episode. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. And if you did, make sure you like and subscribe. And the comment of the day today goes to RockZombie7318. Oh my god, perfect timing. I wanted to make lunch and I was scrolling YouTube and my phone for something to listen to while cooking at no avail. So I started refreshing my subs hoping that Vincey had uploaded. And lo and behold, Entitled Parents 1 minute ago. Yes, thank you, sir. Wow, you're so welcome. Thank you for the support. It's an honor. I really appreciate it. I love making the videos. You like watching the videos. That's incredible. That was such a fun episode today, and I hope you guys enjoyed that. Terrifying and fun like always. And with that being said, make sure you look after yourself and make sure you have a beautiful, amazing rest of your day. And you know what I'm about to say because I say it every single day. Bye!